Welcome to Your Cochrane Right Now. This is a weekly podcast all about the best town in the world, Cochrane, Alberta. My name's Eric Ruddle, joined by Lauren Meister. And Lauren, I'm going to just pat ourselves on the back. We knocked it out of the park yesterday with our fall food drive. Now's really the time that we see the fundraisers start to ramp up for the town of Cochrane, and kind of give us a rundown of what happened yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, did we ever pick the right day to do that?
Do you feel like you're a little sunburnt?
Shockingly, I'm not, actually.
Well, you were wearing 14 coats for most of the day. So.
I know. Well, it took a while for it to warm up. And then, dare I say, it actually got almost too hot. Yeah. Not that I'm complaining, but I kind of feel like I should have packed shorts, too.
Oh, my
Because I did
goodness.
pack like an array of different layers and mitts and all that kind of stuff. But, we picked the perfect day. Glad I didn't pick today, or we didn't pick today, because it's a little bit cooler out there. But, oh, my goodness. We packed 2 backs of trucks.
Yeah.
Over $1,000, almost $1,200 in monetary donations. People are donating online as well. Just the generosity. Everybody is just so generous in this town. You got to give it to all of the smiling faces, though.
Oh, yeah. And also just a huge shout out to the Activettes, because of course they do a lot of great work, but like the nicest people alive. Like just throughout the day, we had a few members come and hang out and help us get donations, and they're just happy to help. Right? They're volunteering their time, and they're just like, this is great. And you're like, you are awesome.
Yeah, just hanging out with those ladies who a lot of them have been volunteering for the Activettes for years, dozens, decades for years. And they've been saying that, their donations have definitely been down. Times are really tough for a lot of people right now. So they said that, even if people can donate one canned item or just one boxed item, they appreciate every single donation.
Yeah, they gave us a rundown, like 35 hampers per week they're doing. And like when we say hampers, they're not just a can of baked beans. Like it's everything that a family needs for an entire week. So you got to imagine that goes fast. But I really hope ours is kind of the kickoff. And now let's just keep those shelves full.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about how, so if you were to go to 4th Ave, right now, there is a retaining wall, but it's made of like rocks and chains.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not most aesthetically pleasing
right now.
It's
fun, right? Like I remember I went to Cochrane High, so like you'd walk up them and down them, and all the tri-schools are up there and stuff. But they want to replace it with like a fancy actual wall.
Yeah.
Right, with all the construction there. And that's cool, right? Yeah. We don't want the hill to fall down. That's
100%.
Awesome.
Yeah, you need retaining walls. They're necessary.
And then the town's like, hey, you know what would make the wall really nice? A $250,000 Cochrane sign that lights up.
Lighting up. Flashing lights. Maybe not flashing lights. So we've seen some artists rendering some drawings of what this will look like. Yes. And it looks very pretty. It's got some wood. It's got some metal. Absolutely gorgeous. And as far as like visibility, of course, like that's the big hill. People are going to be coming down the big hill. It's going to be super busy. Lots of traffic. All of that. But is that going to be the best location for a big, flashy Cochrane sign? Because
like the middle of town, pretty much?
Well, yeah, like you think about like the Banff sign, or you think about just other towns or cities, or you know how people like to pose next to the big sign, touristy signs. You don't know what I'm talking about?
You pose next to like, welcome to Canmore. The Alberta sign, the province signs, yes, but like
but
town
tourists
signs
do. Yes.
Hey, I love Cochrane more than anyone, and I don't know how many people would stop to... Right, like, of course, you have the lookout on the big hill there. That makes sense, right? People want the vista. It doesn't matter how nice the sign is, Lauren. No one's pulling over to get photos.
Well, they can't there because there's not going to be any appropriate parking. If that's what I'm saying, is that
you
going
want
to be
a parking lot for
best,
the sign?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is that the best spot for the sign?
Where would you put it?
I don't know.
On the
but
Vista?
I'm just saying that maybe there's a more appropriate spot where people can have the opportunity to grab a selfie or a photo with the sign, and then a scenic backdrop of mountains and beautiful Cochrane landscape.
I heard one suggestion, like a Hollywood sign on the side of the hill. I think that's private property, but like that would be pretty cool. Spotlights up it, like Cochrane. My one problem with the artist rendition is it's all lowercase. I feel like we're an uppercase kind of town.
Well, we're a big deal. So maybe.
Why go lowercase? Like the first C isn't even uppercase. It is all lowercase.
Or like kids nowadays don't know how to do handwriting. So why shouldn't we bring that back and be more like you know how Alberta rebranded like 10, 15 years ago, and now it used to be block letters of Alberta and now it's handwritten
like
Alberta. Maybe we should be handwritten Cochrane.
Ooh, bubble letters.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Like all the different choices. Like I feel like this should go to a public consultation.
Oh my
like a
gosh.
public vote.
Could you imagine? That wouldn't go well, especially because it's $250,000. I think that's also getting a couple people's feathers ruffled. But hey, I'm down for a pretty town, and the rendition looks great. It just got to change the font. Right?
Just
like
the font for you. Yeah. 100%. I think it'll look fantastic either way. I think I'm just curious, like maybe there would be a little bit better of a location though. I don't know. I don't know where, but I don't have a suggestion, but
that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah. But you don't really you're not going to see pretty Cochrane in the backdrop though.
That's true.
You're just seeing
and
more.
And by the time you see it, you're like, yeah, I am in Cochrane, right? Like you're already
here.
You're
in Cochrane. You've just driven down the hill. Yeah. You're probably stuck
Maybe
in traffic.
Top of the hill.
And then
like right at the lights there.
Yeah.
Like, have you been to Vegas before?
Yes.
And they have like that big, like.
Which people can pull over and you can stop there and get a photo. Right? It's a thing. People
and they could probably pull over in Glen Eagles and walk over. Okay, you call Mayor Jeff Janung, tell him that's in the wrong spot. We're going to switch this. But jump over to CochraneNow.com. We have a photo up there of the artist rendition. And it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together here. Now, the swimming pool reopened after a month-long maintenance, but they lied to us. They said, we're just cleaning stuff up. We're just doing some maintenance. Got to do this every year. No, they killed the bucket.
But you said you're happy.
Yeah, my kids love the bucket is gone. They were blasted. My kids are like 30 pounds soaking wet. So when 400 pounds of water surprised them, they didn't love it.
They didn't like it
very much. They didn't love it. But I know a lot of people did love it. Or the kids just sat there and like, just hit me, water.
Yeah. Like you can't tell me you never did that.
No, it scared me too.
No.
Even like right to the side is like green like triangle buckets. I like
the littler ones. Yeah,
those are not funny. Get rid of those too.
Well, they did. They got rid of all. Well, didn't they?
No, just the green buckets are still there.
I thought they got rid of like all of the bucket features.
So there's no more features?
I don't know. I haven't been there since they've done all the maintenance. I don't know.
Breaking news.
Yeah, definitely the yellow bucket is gone.
Yes.
They want to kind of open it up and I agree, that did cut off a big space for sure. But my kids loved it. It's a cool feature and it made it seem like it was just like this really fun thing. There's always a crowd gathering underneath the bucket. Plus, it was fun to watch people who didn't know what was going to happen.
Getting smashed in the back of the head. But I told this story yesterday on air, but I made an obituary for the bucket. And I thought it was really cute. And then Lauren said, don't post that. People aren't going to understand your strange humor. So I posted it on my own personal social media on Facebook and Instagram, and I got a lot of condolence messages that at first I thought were really funny. Like, haha, everybody's in on the joke. Turns out people weren't in on the joke.
Well, I think it was like, the 2017 to 2022. And then you also had like some birds flying.
And then I posted it with the song like, it's been a long day.
And I think you had like a light.
And people outside of Cochrane probably didn't recognize that the bucket was the.
I'm sure Cochranites would have maybe got it with the big yellow bucket in the center.
Messages from like all over Alberta. My wife was getting messages. She was very confused.
Yeah.
So, and it was the same age as my daughter is. So I'm sure that worked out great. I took it down.
Yes.
But
probably a good idea.
If you want to see it, hey, message the radio station. I'll send you an obituary.
I thought it was funny, but probably a good idea not to post it up on CochraneNow.com. We didn't really want to deal with a bunch of hate mail.
Yeah, exactly, for the fake bucket. But it's gone now, and it'll be interesting. I think that's probably best because it was just giant poles shooting out the water.
And what are they doing with this bucket? Like, are they going to sell it to like another community?
Do you think we could get it here?
I don't know. Maybe that could be our statue.
There you go. We can put it near the sign, near the retention wall. Just a big bucket.
Because every community has like a giant whatever, and that draws people to the community, and Cochrane doesn't have that.
Giant bucket. The Cochrane bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there could just be like a little plaque, like it used to be at the pool. I don't know. It doesn't need to have like a great significance to the story.
They could put it in the splash park. That might make sense.
Maybe.
Do they already? Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spray Lakes.
They might already have a plan for it.
Exactly, right? Maybe it's in their lobby. I haven't been down there since they reopened. And of course, this is a little bit back. But you got to participate in the Truth and Reconciliation, the Every Child Matters walk over in Stony Nakota. I'm just wondering, what was that experience like? Of course, it's the second one they've had, and good turnout.
Yeah, no, great turnout. Even bigger than it was last year. It was, first of all, kind of what struck me is I pulled in there and you just see like a sea of orange.
Right.
Everybody, of course, rocking their orange shirts. And I had the chance to catch up with a few locals. One lady in particular, Lisa Powderface. And she just said that she loved seeing so many people from other cultures coming and just asking questions, learning a little bit more about her culture.
Right.
That's kind of what she really enjoyed about that day. And it was really cool. And just having my kids take part in the walk as well.
That's really awesome.
Really important. So it was nice to see. And I feel like, events like that, it gives people a chance to learn a little bit more every year.
Yeah. Did you do the full 3K walk?
Well, I was taking photos. So I was kind of like running up and down in the ditch and grabbing photos and video and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. So that's really awesome that you got to go out and that we have neighbors that close, right? Because it took you, 12 minutes to get there?
Oh, totally. It's just quickly down the road. And it's a beautiful drive, right? Yeah. It's one of the most beautiful drives in Canada, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's really cool. And that's everything that's been going on in Cochrane over this past week. You can grab this podcast on all your favorite services. And until next week, we'll talk to you again.